Let's be honest. Just because you've stacked up a few more birthdays, and maybe your knees sound louder than your gun safe, doesn't mean you're out of the self-defense game. In fact, if you've got the right revolver in your hand, I'd argue you're right in your tactical prime. Now I get it. Some triggers feel like you're pulling a brick. Semi-auto slides can be stiff as a rusted barn hinge. And recoil, yeah, it can rattle you harder than a jackhammer on asphalt. That's exactly why today we're cutting through the noise and breaking down the top 8 revolvers that make sense for senior shooters. Whether you're 60 and still sharp as ever, or 85 and just want something simple, safe, and reliable by the nightstand. This list is where you start, and if you're here looking for a revolver for a parent, grandparent, or someone you care about, this lineup will point you in the right direction. I've tested these, carried these, and yeah, I've said some choice words at a few of them over the years. But these 8, these are the ones that deliver. So let's kick it off at number 8. Number 8. Diamondback SDR and Smith & Wesson Performance Center 442. When people hear Diamondback, most folks think of snakes, or cheap 9mm. But the Diamondback SDR actually surprised me. This isn't a flashy high-end showpiece. It's more like that dependable cousin who shows up on time, does the work, and doesn't complain. It's chambered in .357 Magnum, but if your hands or wrists don't want that kind of punishment, load it with .38 Special and call it a day. The soft rubber grip eats recoil better than you'd expect, and the sights are respectable for this class. What caught my attention was the trigger. It's smooth, it's light, and it feels like something that should cost twice as much. At 23.9 ounces, it's heavy enough to tame recoil, but not so heavy it turns into a boat anchor. Now flip it over to the Smith & Wesson Performance Center 442. That's a whole different beast. This J-frame tips the scales around 15 ounces. That's pocket light. You might actually forget you're carrying it. It's hammerless, double action only, tuned by the Performance Center. That means smooth mechanics and a snag-free carry profile. Yes, that featherweight frame means it kicks more, but with standard pressure 38s, it's manageable, even for folks with weaker grip strength. So why put these two together? Because both guns hit the same mission. Simple, reliable, low-maintenance revolvers that give seniors a practical way to defend themselves without unnecessary bells and whistles. Number 7. Taurus 856 and Taurus 605. Now let's clear the air. For years, Taurus carried a reputation. People called them the plastic cutlery of the gun world, cheap, disposable, not to be trusted. But that old Taurus, that's not today's Taurus. The modern wheel guns, especially the 856 and the 605, are a different breed. The 856 runs 6 rounds of .38 Special. The 605 can chamber .357 Magnum. But here's the advice especially for older shooters. Stick with .38s. Your wrists will thank you, and you'll still have more than enough stopping power for self-defense. What makes these shine is the grip. Taurus uses a soft, ergonomic rubber that doesn't slip, even if your hands sweat. The trigger? Surprisingly solid. Not Performance Center smooth, but way better than you'd expect at this price point. And that's the other big win. Price. For under $400, you're getting a revolver that's reliable, easy to maintain, and ready to go when you need it. Are they as refined as a Kimber? Number. Do they need to be? Also number. These are workhorse guns. Plain and simple. They'll be there when the moment matters. Number 6. Smith & Wesson Model 36, the Chief's Special. This revolver is one of those timeless designs that just refuses to die. The Smith & Wesson Model 36, better known as the Chief's Special, has been riding in pockets, purses, and glove boxes since the early 1950s. It's a J-frame, snub nose, 5-shot revolver chambered in .38 Special. And what makes it stand out, even in 2025, is its balance of size, weight, and simplicity. We're talking about a gun that weighs just under 20 ounces. That means it's light enough for daily carry, but still carries enough steel to soak up recoil with standard pressure ammo. For senior shooters, the Chief's Special checks a lot of boxes. The grip is compact, either in wood or rubber, and fits smaller hands naturally. The double-action trigger isn't competition light, but it's consistent. And the single-action brake is crisp enough for precise shots at close range. There are no rails, no ports, no optics cuts. Just a clean design that's been doing its job since the Eisenhower era. If you want a revolver that delivers proven reliability in a package that older shooters can still manage with confidence, the Model 36 earns its spot on this list. Number 5. Ruger SP-101. Now let's move to a revolver that trades compact weight for durability and control. The Ruger SP-101 is built like a tank scaled down to snub-nose size. Stainless steel frame, overbuilt internals, and a grip design that helps you drive recoil straight back instead of letting it snap. On the scale, it runs 25 to 27 ounces. That extra weight might look like a drawback at first. But for seniors dealing with arthritis, wrist pain, or reduced grip strength, it's actually an advantage. With 38 special loads, the SP-101 turns sharp recoil into more of a push. Even with .357 Magnum, the weight and steel frame keep it controllable. The trigger out of the box is on the heavy side, but with some use it smooths out to a steady, predictable pull. The sights are fixed and basic, but they're dead-on inside defensive distances. This isn't a flashy revolver. It's not polished for show. It's a tool designed to function under stress, and it does that better than most. If you want a wheel gun that soaks up recoil and keeps shooting when others wear out, the Ruger SP-101 is the definition of dependable. Number 4. Colt King Cobra Carry DAO. Colt stepped back into the double-action revolver game with authority, and the King Cobra Carry DAO proves they didn't just show up to play. This compact revolver is chambered in .357 Magnum, but with its weight around 25 ounces and its grip design, it's one of the most controllable snubbies on the market. The DAO action makes it hammerless and snag-free. The trigger is smooth, deliberate, and consistent. Not too light, not too heavy, just the kind of pull you want when adrenaline is running high. Capacity matters, and this one carries 6 rounds. That's a big advantage when most snub-nose revolvers are limited to 5. The grip fills the hand better than most compact revolvers, and the soft rubber texture makes it easy for older shooters to hang on without fighting the gun. Yes, the price is higher than a Taurus, or even some Ruger models, but what you're getting is modern Colt engineering wrapped around old-school American steel. For senior shooters who want a revolver with controllable recoil, smooth operation, and one more round in the cylinder, the King Cobra Carry DAO is worth the investment. Number 3. Kimber K6S and K6XS. Most snub-nose revolvers feel like work trucks, rugged, functional, and plain. But the Kimber K6S and its lighter sibling, the K6XS, bring something different. These aren't rough tools. They're refined. They feel like a classic car restored with modern engineering polished, balanced, and ready for the road. Kimber's not known for revolvers. But when they entered the market, they didn't recycle old blueprints. They engineered something new. The K6S is a 6-round .357 Magnum compact revolver with one of the best factory double-action triggers in the business. It's smooth, it's short, and it's lighter than most shooters expect. That trigger alone makes this wheel gun a real option for senior citizens who struggle with heavy pulls. The grip is contoured for real hands, not just for looks, and the finish is every bit as clean as you'd expect from Kimber. If the full size is too much gun, the K6XS trims the weight to just under 16 ounces. It's chambered in 38 special only, but it still carries 6 rounds. That means reduced recoil, easier handling, and the same excellent trigger pull. The Kimber K6 line proves that a defensive revolver doesn't have to be plain. It can be reliable, functional, and still deliver a little bit of elegance. Number 2. Ruger LCR. Now let's talk about a revolver that looks futuristic but works like a seasoned classic. The Ruger LCR is a polymer-framed snub that redefined what lightweight revolvers can do. At first glance, the frame design almost looks like it belongs in a science fiction movie, but once you put rounds through it, the function speaks louder than the looks. The LCR has one of the smoothest double-action triggers you'll find in a carry revolver, consistent, predictable, and light enough that even shooters with reduced hand strength can run it with confidence. Depending on the model, it weighs between 13 and 17 ounces. That's pure pocket carry territory. It's chambered in everything from 22 LR all the way up to 357 Magnum. But for seniors, the smart choices are 38 Special or 327 Federal Magnum. 38 keeps recoil soft. 327 gives you an extra round without punishing your hand. Ruger's frame design helps control recoil better than most ultralight revolvers. It feels like it was built with accessibility in mind for shooters who don't want to fight their gun just to make it run. The LCR isn't flashy. It's purpose-built. And for older shooters who need something light, simple, and reliable, this revolver is one of the best choices on the table. Number 1. Smith & Wesson J-Frame, models 642, 442, and 432. At the very top of this list sits a legend, the Smith & Wesson J-Frame. These small-frame revolvers have been trusted for decades, and they remain the gold standard for concealed carry, especially for senior citizens. The classics are the 642, the 442, and the modern 432 Ultimate Carry. 5-shot cylinders, hammerless or bobbed hammer. Double action only simplicity. No snag points, no unnecessary features. Why is it number 1? Because it just works. For older shooters who need something light, reliable, and easy to carry, a J-frame disappears into a pocket, purse, or holster. Most weigh around 15 to 16 ounces, thanks to the airweight frame. That keeps it comfortable all day, even if it means a little more recoil than heavier revolvers. Load it with soft 38 Special. Or if you're running the 432, take advantage of 32 HR Magnum. That round reduces felt recoil and gives you a faster follow-up shot. The factory trigger is firm, but it's reliable and consistent. And the redesigned grip on the 432 Ultimate Carry makes recoil more manageable for shooters with weaker hands. Ask any concealed carry instructor. Ask a retired cop. Ask an old-school gunwriter. They'll all tell you the same thing. If you want a revolver that's light, safe, and built for defensive carry, the Smith & Wesson J-Frame is the standard by which all others are judged. That wraps up the list of the best revolvers for senior shooters. From the refined Kimber K6 series to the innovative Ruger LCR to the timeless Smith & Wesson J-Frame, these are the handguns that deliver simplicity, reliability, and control when it matters most. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure you like the video, drop a comment with your pick for the best senior-friendly revolver, and subscribe for more straight talk on firearms, training, and Second Amendment rights.